Hey there, my name is Claire Maxwell at Embodied Learning Systems. Today's video is the fourth in a series about fundamental skills for experiencing joy. And I don't mean like, joy, like you're singing and dancing down the street naked. I mean ordinary joy, the subtle savoring of daily life, which I think is one of the hugest gifts that a good embodiment practice can give you. So there are 3 videos before this one, and I'm building on the skills that I talk about in those videos. Of course, you're welcome to watch this one and just practice this one on your own. But I do invite you to go back because we're always getting ahead of ourselves. And one of the core realities, I guess, that I want to address in today's video is a particular quality of joy which has to do with a savoring of experience without falling into overly reflective states where we're layering too many thoughts and questions and self-assessments on our practice. So get yourself a couple of books or a towel that you can put under your head that's maybe 2 inches thick. I'm going to be using this pad. And let's get ready to practice together. But remember, when we're practicing, we want to have a kind of a fluid attention that notices what's happening and then just kind of moves on. So if you find yourself going, did I understand what Claire said? Or if you find yourself getting distracted by unpleasant sensations when we're practicing, just see if you can trust me and trust the verbal guidance and really give yourself to it so that you can find out what happens when you don't get stuck in the mud of overly judging yourself. All right, let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to start with my legs up, but before we get into any position, do give yourself a chance to extend your body and shake out a little bit and get more comfortable. Chances are you may have been sitting all day and you may have been folded, and your joints might like to just open up a little bit. But we're going to start from a position with our legs folded. And so you might want to lift your pelvis up a little bit, fuss a little bit until you really feel as comfortable as you can. Yeah. So letting your awareness open out into the room, feeling the ground underneath you, and noticing the ceiling above you. That's it, 2 things. And you can't hold on to those 2 things, so it's very natural to just flow through them and then let your mind wander on to whatever else is in your room. It's fine. Especially if it wanders to your breath. And just keep that energy flowing and direct it to flow along your spine. So I have a spine. I have a spine that goes from the very tip of my tail all the way up to the top between my ears. And I have a head. So you could even just notice the distance between the top of your spine and the top of your head. And that's direction sending, what we call direction sending in Alexander technique. We're going to combine it with movement. So I have a spine and I have a head as I extend one of my legs. So these parts of me are not fixed. They are mobile. And when I move my leg, their relationship changes. So we're going to continue with the direction sending sequence. But remember, we can only pay attention to two things at a time. So I have a head and I have a whole torso, which includes my spine, but also my shoulder girdle, my breathing ribs, my belly, my pelvis. So I have a head and I have a whole torso as I extend the other leg. And then I can let the whole thing go. I can let my body keep moving. I can let my awareness wander. And of course, if there's anything pleasant or easeful going on, that's always nice. And I have a whole torso. And I've got legs that go from my hip joints all the way down to the tip of my toes as I fold one of my legs. The relationship between my torso and my legs is changing. And I've got legs and I have arms, which are everything from my shoulder joint out to the tip of my fingers as I fold my other leg. So I'm back where I started, but I feel really different. And I can let my awareness of breathing in the background just be enjoyable. Recognize that I've asked an awful lot of my brain, my awareness, and just give up bossing it around for a second. Let it be a little stupid. Let it rest. But I'm hungry for more, so I'm going to continue knowing that I have a spine and I have a head. They're more awake now as I fold my arms to a comfortable place on my chest. And I have a head and a whole torso. Kind of feels good to let my torso roll a little bit. As I extend my arms, what happens to the relationship between my head and my torso? And no matter what you notice, just notice it and move on. You don't have to worry too much. I have a whole torso. As I'm reaching my fingertips up to the ceiling, and I have legs as I fold my arms back down onto my chest. Woo, it's a lot, but I do still have legs. and I have arms as I open my arms back out to my sides. So just take stock and see if anything has changed. And, what you notice might not be that specific because we weren't obsessing about details, but maybe your overall state has changed, and hopefully it's a little bit more pleasurable, a little bit more easeful. So I appreciate you and encourage you to develop your own embodiment practice. Peace and love. Thanks for watching.